Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the 90-10 Rule podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about marketing and sales. If you are a business owner, if you are an entrepreneur, and if you are struggling in making sales with marketing, this is the type of information you need in order for you to understand how to close the gaps in your business and to start selling more. Because reality is, if you're not selling, you're not making any money. So we're here to scale our business. We are here to grow your business and therefore your income, so you can start earning your freedom. So one of the things that I have noticed lately, and I think I mentioned this in a previous episode about the importance of having a strong personal brand. Now, when it comes to personal brand in marketing, this is something very important. I want you to understand the next line, listen to it over and over again, write it down, share it with somebody that you know that might need help with marketing and creating sales and personal brand. Personal brand comes before marketing. So let's talk a little bit about that and why I am emphasizing that line. It is very important because more often than not, I see things happening the other way around. And that is the reason why you don't see any results in your business and in your income. Now, when it comes to your personal brand, and I want to say I talked about it in one of my previous episodes, your personal brand is your message, is who you are and how you integrate that into your business. You must have a strong message, clear message, so your potential clients understand your mission, your vision as a business, and everything is clear for them. They don't have to second guess, they don't have to do extra work. You, as a business owner, entrepreneur, you must lay everything out to your potential client in order for them to trust you since the very beginning. Now, what I see happening in most occasions, and this is something that I have been learning about lately with my own clients, is that they put money, right? They invest in marketing, in Facebook ads, Instagram ads, any Google ads. They're very expensive, by the way, and they don't see results. I met a photographer 3 years ago, and she had a beautiful project. She was very excited about it, but she was struggling with getting customers and bookings. And she's like, the only way I can get any bookings for my business right now is if I go really heavy and invest a lot of money in Facebook ads. And I remember I looked at her and I'm like, okay, because I was really fresh at that time in with my first business. And I remember looking at her and asking her, okay, so how much do you spend or how much do you invest in Facebook ads in order for you to get any bookings? And she looked at me, she smiled at me, and then she's like, around $4,000 a month. My jaw just dropped. I was like, whoa. And I looked at her and I'm like, do you see any return of investment out of those $4,000 you are investing up front? Just in Instagram ads and Facebook ads. And she looked at me and she said, well, right now I'm breaking even. That is no business. I'm sorry, that is no business. If you are not seeing the results out of your hard work, then what are you doing? And now I understand the reason why she couldn't book any clients is because she didn't have any personal brand. People didn't know what she did. People didn't know what kind of photography she was doing. It was very confusing. And I remember looking at her page and I'm like, I know her style and I know what she's doing. But if a fresh set of eyes land on her Facebook page, that'll be very confusing. And even though she was spending or investing a lot of money on Facebook ads and she was having a booking here and there. She was breaking even. She didn't have any personal brand. And this is what is happening right now. If you are investing that kind of money in your business to get any type of bookings, what is happening is that you're paying for potential clients to see your stuff, to see your product, your services, right? But if they don't see a personal brand, if they don't see what you are standing for, if you don't have any strong message on what you're selling, whether it's products or services, it doesn't matter. People just are going to look at your page and move on. So basically, all the customers or potential clients or potential bookings that you could be making out of that $4,000 investment, they are just visiting and leaving straight up because they don't know what you do. It's because she didn't have any personal brand. And if you are investing in marketing strategies, you are investing in ads everywhere. But if you have not invested in your personal brand, I am right here to tell you, you are doing it wrong. You are just wasting money and time and effort. And this leads to a cycle of desperation in so many different ways. I didn't understand much of this when I started my first business. And it took me about a year and a half to really define my message and my style and honestly my voice in the beauty industry. My first business was in the wedding industry, actually, bridal hair and makeup. And even though I define myself as a very decisive person, with me, there's only two colors, two answers. It's either yes or no, black or white. You will rarely hear me saying, I don't know, or maybe. I just don't do that. It's not me. So when I started learning about personal brand, the first thing that I thought to myself was like, this is going to be a piece of cake because I know what I like. I know what it stands for, but I was completely wrong. And it took me about a year and a half to really understand and to really dig into my own work, into my own style, to really understand how that translates onto my marketing, onto my personal brand, and how potential clients sees my work and see my personal brand from their eyes. And if you don't have any personal brand, this is where you start. And your personal brand, FYI, is not the font in your website, it's not the colors in your website and in your social media, it's not the pretty picture that you have in your profile, it's none of that. That is only a portion of it, but it's very small. Your personal brand has to merge and has to meld with who you are and how you are solving the problems for your potential clients, right? So you must develop a strong message for your potential clients in order for you to start seeing any sales and increase your bookings, grow your business, grow your income, and head out straight to freedom. Because if you started your business, I know the main reason why you did it, because I believe every single business owner takes that decision with one thing in mind, and it is freedom. Every time that I talk to a potential client or even one of my clients, friends, whatever the case may be, it's always that word. They want freedom. They don't want to be tied to either a company or a tight schedule that is telling them how to live their life. But yet, if you are a business owner, you also must understand what it takes to own a business and how to run it properly. This is an art to not only run a business, but to learn how to do it correctly, how to lead by example. This is one of the topics that I'm going to be talking to you all in the near future about leadership. This is, I mean, it is so important. And in a business, how you lead your team. You don't want to be a boss, you want to be a leader. And there's certain things that you must understand and do in order for you to become that person that your team trusts and they see you as the leader because you are leading them by example. But that's going to be in another episode. Today, I really want to concentrate in sales, marketing, personal brand, because this is one of the hot topics that I have been having with potential clients. How do I make more money? And when I looked at their business, it's like you have not been making enough sales and you must develop a personal brand first in order for you to start investing in marketing. One of the things that I learned early in my career as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, with my first business is the fact that a person that is looking, a potential client that is looking for your services, for your products, will see you and research you as a business and potentially as a person 11 times before they say, yes, I want to work with you, or yes, I want to buy your product. 11 times. It was 7 times when I started 3 years ago. Now it's 11, which that means that they're going to stumble up on you, your social media. Okay, they stumble up on your pretty profile. Okay, looks great. Your potential client is like, oh my God, I love the page. But they're like, let me go a little further. And they start clicking. We all do it. You must put your shoes in your client's shoes so you understand the psychology behind the consumer's brain, how they process the information. Because I'm here to tell you, most likely you do the same thing your potential clients do. They will Google you. They will research your name. They will look for you in Facebook. They will look for you in TikTok. They will look for you on YouTube. They will look for you on every single social media that you can think of. And then guess what? They're going to land in your website. And then if your website doesn't have the same feel as your social media or as your online presence, the person is not going to trust you. It's just as is plain and simple. If you have gaps in your business, all the potential clients and all the potential bookings, they're not gonna book you because they don't trust you. If they see different things in all the different sources where you are in social media, Facebook, YouTube, if they see different things and nothing is really cohesive and looks the same, people are not going to book you. I mean, just imagine seeing one thing on Instagram, seeing another thing on YouTube, and then landing on, I don't know, Facebook, and then they see a Christmas tree as, as the first post. You have to be social. This is social media. It's meant for you to interact with people. And if you don't like it, because I didn't like it when I started, and I think I didn't like it because I didn't know what to do. The more you do it, the more you show up in your social media in every single way, not only posting, show up your face on stories. Tell your clients about you. People buy from people. Show your face. Tell them about your family, your background, how you started your business. Comment on other people's post, be social, and move your outlets. Post, show people what you stand for, your products. Do not stop advertising your business. Do not stop. Because more often than not, my own clients will say to me, but I don't get any likes. I barely get any views. People are not commenting on my stuff. Why should I keep going? And I am here to tell you, people may not comment on your post. They may not comment on your reel or whatever the case may be, but they're seeing you. They're seeing your stuff. It doesn't matter if you don't get nothing. You are putting yourself out there and standing for your business. Everybody, and I mean everybody, started from zero. If you are that person right now, don't get discouraged. This is just part of the game. Trust me. I've been there. I started my first business with nothing. I remember when I hired my first business coach, and that's how I started my beauty business. And I remember going and attending to the meetings, and she started talking about, okay, you have to do this on stories, you have to post this, and you have to do reels. And I remember looking at myself and I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. That was 3 years ago, guys. 3 years ago. I didn't know what a reel was. I didn't know how to post. I didn't have any social media. I was very intimidated, guys. Like very, very intimidated. But that didn't stop me. I didn't get any likes at the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing. But guess what? I never stopped. And I never stopped believing that my business was in the path of growth. You must move with such conviction, knowing that your business is going to give you what you're looking for. And we're talking here about freedom. But the key here is to not stop. You must keep on going no matter what, because it'll happen. It'll happen. And I am here as a proof. I am not only have my bridal hair and makeup business, I am now building my second business, and I am more passionate for businesses and for helping more than ever before. I want you to win, but don't stand in front of yourself. So when it comes with marketing, also when it comes to selling, because selling is an art by itself. And I'm going to dedicate an episode in the near future about how you sell, what to say, how you say it, how that translates onto your post on Facebook, Instagram, or any social media outlet, how you translate that in your website, how you make people to know, like, and trust you in order for them to buy from you. And the secret sauce, just to give you a hint on what I am going to be talking about in the near future about selling, because it is an art, is the fact that I want you to take out of your verbiage, out of your wording, when you are trying to make sales, the word sale. You're not selling, you're helping. When you switch that mindset from selling because you are desperate for money, right? You want to see the money rolling, right? That's what you want. But that's not what the client wants. And you are here for your clients. How you are helping your client to get the results that they're looking for, or your product. How does that help your client to achieve what they're looking for? Helping. You're not selling, you're helping. And let me tell you something, my husband is not the biggest person when it comes to sales. Like, he doesn't like that vibe, because we have been taught since little children that selling, you have to push, right? You have to talk to people and you have to convince them that they need whatever you are selling. But that's not how you do it. That's the opposite of selling. That's when you feel salesy and you do not want to come across as a salesy person, as a pushy person in front of your clients. They won't buy from you. And if they do, it's because they felt pressure from you to buy whatever you're selling. Are they going to come back to you? Absolutely not. They don't trust you, right? They just wanted for you to get out of their faces, and then you won't hear from them ever again. So you have to start building the know, like, and trust when it comes to selling or sales. But remember, you're not selling, you're helping. So I want you to start switching that mindset when it comes to sales. But the core of the message that I am delivering to you today is about how you start a strong foundation for your business. We're going to start with your personal brand. And remember, your personal brand is your message, is who you are, and how you merge that into your business. Your business have to have that essence of you, because remember, people buy from people. So you must have a clear message for your clients or potential clients to see what you're selling, whatever it is that you're trying to help or how you're trying to help your potential client is exactly what you need in your message. And also, I always believe in the transfer of energy when you are talking to potential clients. You must have such a conviction with your services, with your product, whatever you're trying to sell, and knowing that it's going to transform people's lives. And that conviction transfers into energy when you are doing that transaction with your potential clients. People will know if you know what you're talking about. That's when the conviction starts. Do you know what you're talking about? Does your product really helps people? Is your product is going to help me with my problem? That's all people want, to know if it's gonna work. And you must understand how your services transform people's lives and start from there. Thank you so very much for staying with me today. And I love talking about business. I love helping, especially business owners that are struggling right now in with this economy. But honestly, it's not the economy, guys. It's your sales, your marketing, your business that is missing something. So I don't like to believe that it's just because everybody's having the same issue, you're and that's why you're not selling. But that's not it. And that's something that I am also going to talk about you guys in the near future, because it doesn't matter what is going on out there. You must understand what kind of gaps you have in your business right now and how you close them. Did you know that millionaires are made every single time there is a recession? Yeah, because they concentrate in solving problems rather than staying focused in the problems that are out there and staying in that mindset of lack and limitation. We don't want that. So thank you so much. And next week, I am going to have a very special guest, and she has a lot of beautiful information. And I'm gonna release more information in my Instagram account within the next few days. Thank you so very much again for staying with me, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Bye bye.